pray that you bless this chamber with wisdom and fortitude as we rise to meet the calls for our people, for transparency and accountability that has been ringing loud and clear across the country. Amid rising floodwaters and corruption, you have given the Filipino people strength and courage to voice out their anger and their demand for just governance. We ask now that you also give us strength and guidance in heeding that call. Help us in our duty of delivering good and honest service, built on humility and compassion. Help us restore our people's trust and deliver the just and honest service that we owe the Filipino people. In this we ask in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Secretary, please call the roll.
Roll call of members. The Honorable Senator Aquino, Senator Cayetano Alan, Senator Cayetano Pia, Senator De La Rosa, Senator Ejercito, Senator Escudero, Senator Estrada, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Go, Senator Hontiveros, Senator Lacson, Senator Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Marcoleta, Senator Marcos, Senator Padilla, Senator Pangilinan, Senator Tulfo Erwin, Senator Tulfo Rafi, Senator Villanueva, Senator Villar Camille, Senator Villar Mark, Senator Zubiri. The Senate President is present.
With 19 senators present, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. I'm sorry, 21. 21, we stand corrected. 21 senators present. I'm sorry, 22. 22 senators present. The chair declares the presence of a quorum.
Challenge. Mr. President?
Ando si Cheese, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we dispense with the reading of the journal of the 22nd session, Wednesday, September 17, 2025, and consider the same as approved.
Is there any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. No
The
guests? Yes. Mr. President, our good gentleman from Bulacan, Senator Joel Villanueva, would like to be recognized, Mr. President.
Senator Joel Villanueva is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, to our Majority Leader. Thank you. Mr. President, just a short manifestation. Earlier today, during the hearing of the Blue Ribbon Committee, my name was once again mentioned by District Engineer Henry Alcantara. Mr. President, let me state this clearly at the very start. I am fully prepared to be investigated on these allegations. I have nothing to hide, and I welcome any inquiry that will bring out the truth. Mr. President, in fact, if we carefully review what transpired this morning, it was clear, very clear, from Mr. Alcantara's own statement that, number one, Mr. President, Mr. Alcantara said, hindi po ako nag-request ng kahit anong flood control project. Sinabi din po niya, wala po akong alam at hindi rin po ako kailanman sinabihan tungkol sa mga proyektong yan. Ang request po ng representasyong ito ay multipurpose buildings para sa aking mga kababayan sa Bulacan at hindi po flood control. Sinabi niya po yan. Sinabi rin po at inamin ni District Engineer Alcantara na may tulong daw siyang pinaabot pero hindi po sa akin, sabi po niya. At siya na rin po mismo ang nagsabi na wala po akong alam doon. Pero ayan, Mr. President, basta binanggit lang po yung pangalan natin, mentioned my name, operative word, mentioned. Mr. President, ano po ba ito? Masabi lang po yung pangalan natin at idadawit po tayo sa flood control issue kahit ang mismong testigo na ang nagsabi po na wala po akong alam. Mema lang, may masabi. I am ready, Mr. President, and my office is ready to be investigated that the truth may come out. At katulad po ng pagdalo ko kanina, Ginoong Pangulo, Sa ICI, nakahanda rin po akong bigyang linaw ang mga bagay na ito sa anumang forum o lugar at patunayan na mali, malisyoso at pawang kasinungalingan lamang ang ipinupukol po sa ating pangalan. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that we proceed with the reference of
The
business.
Secretary will proceed with the reference of business.
Bills on first reading, Senate number 1331, an act converting the Mountain Province Ilocos Sur Road via Dakudak Pilipil Road into a national road and appropriating funds therefore. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
Senate number 1332, an act establishing a general hospital in the city of Iligan, province of Lanao del Norte, to be known as the Iligan's General Hospital, appropriating funds therefore. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
1333, an act providing for the conversion of the Suyo Sigay del Pilar Road located in the province of Ilocos Sur into a national road, appropriating funds therefore. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
1334, an act granting full tax benefits to government purchases during a state of calamity and for other purposes. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Ways and Means.
Senate number 1335, an act urging the comprehensive planning, development, and export promotion of durian and providing funds therefore. Senator Marcos.
To the Committees on Agriculture, Trade, and Finance.
1336, an act converting the Candon, Santiago, San Esteban Coastal Road located in the province of Ilocos Sur into a national road, appropriating funds therefore. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
1337, an act increasing the compulsory age of retirement for officers and non-officers of the Philippine National Police from 56 years old to 57 years old, amending for the purpose Section 39 of RA 6975, the Department of Interior and Local Government Act of 1990. Senator Marcos.
To the Committees on Public Order and Local Government.
1338, an act granting civil service eligibility to government employees whose status of appointment is either casual or contractual and who have continuously rendered at least 7 years of efficient service. Senator Marcos.
To the Committee on Civil Service.
Senate number 1339, an act promoting Philippine indigenous and traditional writing systems and providing for their protection, preservation, and conservation. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Culture and the Arts.
1340, an act preserving the indigenous sports and games of the Philippines. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committees on Culture and the Arts and Sports.
Senate number 1341, an act prohibiting discrimination, marginalization, and violence committed on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity or expression, and providing penalties therefore. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Women.
1342, an act upgrading the salary grade of dentist employees in the public sector, providing funds therefore and for other purposes. Senator Tulfo R.
To the Committees on Civil Service, Health, and Finance.
1343, an act reimposing death penalty for the crime of plunder, amending for the purpose RA 9346, or an act prohibiting the imposition of death penalty in the Philippines, and for other purposes. Senator De La Rosa.
Referred to the Committee on Justice.
1344, an act strengthening the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino Program for Peace through Parents Leaders Adult Education Program. Senator Hontiveros.
To the Committees on Social Justice and Finance.
Senate number 1345, an act creating a Congressional Commission on Agriculture to review, assess, evaluate, and recommend reforms in the Philippine agriculture sector, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Senator Marcos.
To the Committees on Agriculture and Finance.
Senate number 1346, an act amending RA 8178, or the Agricultural Clarification Act of 1996 as amended, and for other purposes. Senator Marcos.
To the Committees on Agriculture, Ways and Means, and Finance.
1347, an act providing free access to government websites from telecommunication providers and for other purposes. Senator Tulfo R.
Referred to the Committee on Public Services.
Senate number 1348, an act separating the sitios of Kimbuaya, Longboy, Bulalak, Kinapian, Indandangan, Comanibe, and Makaag from Barangay Suyo proper in the municipality of Suyo, province of Ilocos Sur, and constituting it into a district and independent barangay to be known as Barangay Kinapian. Senator Marcos.
To the Committee on Rules.
1349, an act separating the sitios of Kaingyan, Butak, Koskosnong, Longboy, Bangkag, and Botigue from Barangay Manatong in the municipality of Suyo, province of Ilocos Sur, and constituting it into a district and independent barangay to be known as Barangay Butak. Senator Marcos.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
Senate number 1350, an act reverting the name of Barangay San Mariano in the municipality of Bantay, province of Ilocos Sur, to its original name Barangay Salakong. Senator Marcos.
To the Committee on Rules.
1351, an act establishing a technical education and skills development authority training and assessment center in the municipality of Bacara, province of Ilocos Norte, to be known as the Bacara Ilocos Norte TESDA Training and Assessment Center, appropriating funds therefore. Senator Marcos.
To the Committees on Higher Education and Finance.
1352, an act protecting the welfare of workers in the health sector by ensuring the provision of just and humane conditions of work and providing tax incentives for private employers, appropriating funds therefore. Senator Go.
To the Committees on Labor, Health, Ways and Means and Finance.
Senate number 1353, an act strengthening the practice of midwifery as a profession in the Philippines, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Senator Marcos.
To the Committee on Civil Service and Finance.
1354, an act rationalizing the withholding tax rate on refined petroleum products, amending for the purpose sections 57 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. Senator Aquino.
To the Committee on Ways and Means.
Senate number 1355, an act providing for the exemption of refined petroleum importers from the bond requirement under Section 160 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended. Senator Aquino.
Referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. There is additional reference to business. You may proceed.
Additional reference of business resolutions. Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6. Concurrent resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader 1 Migz F. Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the government of Japan, introduced by Senator Legarda.
Approved. Referred to the Committee on Rules.
Proposed Senate Resolution number 124. Resolution congratulating and commending Padel Pilipinas for its historic victory at the 2025 Asia Pacific Padel Cup held from 28 to 31 August 2025 in Selangor, Malaysia. Senator Villanueva.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
125, resolution expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter as the National Family Week. Senator Sotto III.
Approved later. Referred to the Committee on Rules.
Resolution number 126, congratulating and commending the Philippine Padel national team for winning the 2025 Asia Pacific Padel Cup in Selangor, Malaysia. Senator Sotto III.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
Resolution number 128, commemorating the 115th birth anniversary of Wenceslao Q. Vinsons and honoring him as the perpetual symbol of hope and youthful leadership in the struggle against poverty, inequality, and corruption. Senator Pangilinan.
Referred to the Committee on Rules.
Resolution number 129, congratulating and commending the Asia Pacific Padel Cup 2025 Philippine delegation for emerging as champions of the 2025 APPC, held from 28 to 31 August 2025 in Selangor, Malaysia. Senator Legarda.
To the Committee on Rules.
Resolution number 130, commending and congratulating Padel Pilipinas for clinching the championship title in the 2025 Asia Pacific Padel Cup APPC held in Selangor, Malaysia, and for bringing pride and honor to the Filipino people. Senator Go.
Referred to the Committee on Rules. The presiding officer stands corrected. The roll call, there were 21 senators who answered to the call of the roll. For the record. Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we'd like to recognize our distinguished colleague from San Juan, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, to take the privilege hour.
Senator Jinggoy Estrada is recognized.
It is just a manifestation, Mr. President. I am not availing of the privilege hour. Mr. President, I cannot, in good conscience, let the remarks made earlier by our colleague, Senator Francis Pangilinan, during the Blue Ribbon Committee pass without rebuttal. His comments, while not naming us directly, were laced with insinuations, clearly aimed at me and former Senator Bong Revilla and the legal ordeals I have already faced. With due respect, such statements are not only unfair, they are malicious and utterly uncalled for. Mr. President, let me put on record. Hinarap ko po ang mga kasong isinampa sa akin. Dumaan ako sa mahabang panahon ng paglilitis, pagkakakulong, at pati na ang mabigat na stigma na idinulot nito. Hindi lamang sa akin, kundi maging sa mga miyembro ng aking pamilya na taon ding nagtiis ng pangungutya, pangmamaliit, at panghusga. Sa huli, napatunayan na walang sapat na batayan ang mga ipinukol sa akin ng mga akusasyon. Hindi ko kailanman nanaisin na pagdaanan ito ng sino man sa aking mga kasamahan dito ngayon. Mr. President, the courts have spoken with finality. To cast doubt on these decisions is not only an insult to me personally, but a dangerous affront to the judiciary. It undermines the very foundation of our justice system and erodes public trust in due process. Ginoong Pangulo, hindi ako tutol sa sinasagawang pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Ngunit, hindi ko pahihintulutan na ang kasalukuyang issue ay gamitin upang idikit muli sa akin ang mga maling paratang at sadyang impluwensyahan ang opinyon ng publiko. Ang mga kasong may kinalaman sa PDAF ay naresolba na ng korte matapos ang masusing proseso ng batas. To insinuate otherwise is nothing less than an attempt to rewrite history and to malign the integrity of the judicial process. I urge my colleagues to exercise prudence, fairness, and much of all, respect. I too deserve to be heard and to defend myself, whether in this august chamber or before any court of law. I am more than ready to dismantle the baseless lies being peddled in the Blue Ribbon Committee, come hell or high water. And I will not allow discredited narratives to be weaponized for political grandstanding. I will not allow my honor, hard-earned and vindicated by the courts, to be sullied by careless remarks. And I hope the committee, the Blue Ribbon Committee, will expunge from the record such malicious and unwarranted remarks that serve no purpose but to malign and mislead. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Estrada. Majority Leader. Senator Francis Pangilinan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a very quick manifestation. For the record, there was no intention of maligning any individual. In the manifestation we said earlier during the committee hearing of the Blue Ribbon Committee, wala pong personalan. Gaya ng nabanggit ng butihing senador, wala po tayong pinangalanan. Humihingi tayo ng unawa. Dahil bago pa nung hearing na yon, tayo po ay humurap sa judiciary. At doon din na tinalakay at pinag-usapan ang problema ng conviction rates, particular ng Sandigan Bayan. 47% ang conviction rates ng Sandigan Bayan. Ibig sabihin, sa bawat dalawang kaso, isa absuelto. That was the context, Mr. President, of our manifestation earlier. There was no intention of maligning any senator with that manifestation. For the record, Mr. President, and again, humihingi tayo ng unawa kay Senator Jinggoy Estrada, wala pong personalan yung ating earlier manifestation. I hope he will understand.
Thank you, Senator Francis Pangilinan.
President,
yes,
if I
you
may-
may respond.
Ang sabi po ni Senator Pangilinan, wala ho siyang binanggit na pangalan. Pero napaka-obvious naman po ang kanyang sinabi kanina dun sa Blue Ribbon Committee. Ang sabi niya, if I may quote, well, if I may, kumari ko siguro ikomento, siguro kung yung Napoles cases inauwi doon, halip na absuelto, kulong. Baka hindi na nangyari itong mas malaking kurakot. Those were the words of Senator Kiko Pangilinan. Sino ba ang pinatatamaan niya? Sino ba ang pinatatamaan mo? Di ba? It's very obvious that I was being alluded to. Remember, Mr. Senator Pangilinan, that I was acquitted by the court. Are you questioning the decision of the court acquitting this representation? You're a lawyer. I'm not. you shouldn't be talking that way. You are undermining the judicial process in our country. You being a member of the bar. Thank you, Mr. President.
May I ask, minute for suspension.
Majority
Mr.
Leader.
President. May I ask, how very.
Session is suspended.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. President, we just like to recognize officials of the town of Lagonglong, Misamis Oriental, headed by Mayor Anjo Capistrano, together with the Vice Mayor and all the councilors and capitans are here today with us, Mr. President.
Welcome to the Senate.
Thank you. Mr. President, I believe Senator Robin Hood Padilla would like to also make a quick manifestation, Mr. President.
Senator Padilla is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo at sa ating pinunong mayorya. Ginoong Tagapangulo, mga kasamahan, nais ko lamang pong magpahayag ng saloobin hinggil po sa ilang mga pahayag sa pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon Committee kaninang umaga. Nalubhang nakakabahala po. Na tila nagpaparating na maari nating isang tabi ang umiiral na batas upang magbigay daan sa ikasisiya ng taong bayan. Bagamat lubos ko pong nauunawaan ang pangingibabaw ng kalooban ng taong bayan, meron po tayong mga demokratikong mekanismo upang isakatuparan ito. Isipin natin ang posibleng maging epekto nito sa ating mga komunidad, lalo na po sa mga lugar na matagal na pong pinagsisikapan itaguyod ang kapayapaan at kaayusan. Halimbawa na lang po sa Mindanao, patuloy po tayo na nagpapaalala sa ating mga kababayan doon na sumunod sa batas, na ang batas ay para sa lahat. Ang batas ay hindi hadlang sa kalayaan. Ito ang saligan ng isang sibilisado at maayos na lipunan. Ito ang nagbibigay sa atin ng proteksyon, nagtatakda ng ating mga karapatan, at ang nagpapanatili ng kapayapaan. Bilang mga mambabatas, tayo po ang dapat na unang tagapagtanggol ng batas, hindi ang unang lilihis. Hindi din natin dapat ipagsapalaran ang tiwala ng mamamayan sa ating mga institusyon at makibahagi sa pagpapalabo sa hangganan na tama at maling gawi sa tuwing may matinding suliranin na sumusubok sa ating diwa bilang isang nasyon. Kaya buong puso po akong nakikiusap, nananawagan sa mga opisyal ng pamahalaan at sa mga kasama po sa kapulungang ito. Hindi po pare-pareho ang sitwasyon natin. Hindi po pareho ang Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Meron po mga katulad natin na umiikot sa mga liblib na lugar at nagpapakilala po ng batas na dapat sundin. Napakalulungkot po kung ganito ang ating pagbibitaw ng mga salita na we can bend the law. Ipakita po natin na ang kalooban ng taong bayan ay maaaring maisakatuparan ng alinsunod sa balangkas na makaturungang pag-iiral ng batas. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Padilla. Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, the distinguished colleagues, just want to make a point of manifestation. I was the one who said this morning that sometimes we have to bend law. We don't have to. The point is, there's a Latin word that says, vox populi, vox Dei. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Now let me ask you, Mr. President, is our law higher than the voice of God? Is our law higher than the voice of the people? Mr. President, the law is supposed to protect the people. What we are asking, Mr. President, is the return of the value of good faith. I understand, Mr. President, what the gentleman from Pampanga this morning was saying, that it is not a requisite to return the money na kinuha po ng mga kontraktor, ng mga kumita po sa flood control project, Mr. President. Tama po yun, hindi po. At meron pong prosesong sinusunod tayo na kailangan sundin. Pag gumulong na yung batas, hayaan ang korte ang magsabi, Mr. President, tens of thousands of people went out last Sunday. Narinig ko po, hindi ko po alam kung yung mga kasama natin narinig. Narinig ko po yung sigaw ng taong bayan. Ibalik ang pera namin. Malinaw po. And I was asked by a reporter, by an interview, your comment. I said the message is loud and clear, Mr. President. Ayusin natin sa gobyerno ang ating mga trabaho. Iwasan pong mahulog sa korupsyon. The people are demanding that these people, contractors, DPWH officials, including politicians who made wealth, kumita po sa flood control, na kung maaari isoli nila ang kanilang ninakaw sa bayan. And I think that is the right thing to do. Ang problema kasi, Mr. President, kung susundin natin ang batas, alam naman po natin ang pagdinig sa ating bayan ay buwan at taon ang inaabot. Baka pagdating po sa dulo, wala na pong makuha ang gobyerno sa mga taong ito. My only point, Mr. President, is the people were asking, the people are demanding. Isole yung pera na ninakaw sa kanila. Meron po tayong batas. True enough, Mr. President, I don't disagree. There is a process. May proseso, tama din po. Paano naman po yung sigaw ng taong bayan? How can we pacify the clamor, the anger of the population, Mr. President? I have no answer. My only answer, Mr. President, is isoli po ninyo ang inyong ninakaw. No ifs and buts. Ang sinasabi lang po ng DOJ, kakausapin po nila ang mga taong ito. Kung pwede, isoli. Wala naman pong sinabi ang DOJ. Ito ang batas, bawal po, kailangan ninyong isoli yan. The DOJ, the Secretary himself said, they will ask, but they will not force them. Depende, mas mabuti raw kung kusang loob nilang isurrender yung pera, Mr. President. Wala naman pong nagbabawal sa batas na magbalik ng ninakaw. There's no such thing. And alam ko pong meron tayong process, we have procedures. But my only point is, Mr. President, whether I'm right or wrong, I stand to the wishes of the public, of the Filipino people, ibalik ang perang ninakaw sa kanila. Period, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Erwin Tulfo. Senator Padilla is recognized.
Opo. Ginoong Pangulo, napakaganda po ng mga punto na binitawan ng ating inahangaan na si Senator Erwin Tulfo. Ngunit, alam niyo po, meron pong historical injustice na nangyari sa mga Bangsamoro. Kung ang usapin po natin ay sisingilin natin ang inang bayan sa mga utang nito sa Bangsamoro at hindi natin padadaanin sa batas, para saan po yung farm law? Mapupunta na lang po kami sa gulo. Mapupunta na lang po ito sa paniningil na hindi. Ganito lang, kailangan magbayad. Kailangan ngayon na. Kailangan po dumaan tayo sa proseso. Ang atin pong saligang batas ay malinaw na nagsasabi na may due process. Kung argumento po natin, makikinig tayo sa sinasabing ngayon na. Teka muna po. Marami pong maliligaw. Katulad po ng mga kasama nating artista, halimbawa, sinasabi nila, kung ganyan, wag na tayo magbayad ng tax. Paano po ang gagawin natin? Papayagan po ba natin na mga artista ngayon wag na magbayad ng tax dahil yun ang boses nila? Yun ang voice of God? Yun ang voice of the people? Ang gusto ng mga tao, lahat ng tao ngayon ayaw na magbayad ng tax. Dahil sa nangyayaring ito. Ang gusto ko lamang pong linawin, Ginoong Pangulo, tama po, naniniwala po ako na ang tao'y galit na. Dapat lang po silang magalit. Marami nang talagang ghost project. Ang dami na pong nangyayaring ito. Pero sana po, intindihin po natin din yung mga kababayan natin sa malalayong lugar na humahanap ng hustisya. Madami pong mga kababayan natin, Katulad ng mga katutubo na humihingi din po ng hustisya yan. Pero dinadaan po natin sa batas ang pagnanakaw sa kanilang mga lupain, ang pagnanakaw sa mga mineral resources nila. Pero lagi natin sinasabi, may batas tayong dapat sundin. E paano kung isang araw gusto din nilang ng anarchy? Gusto din nilang magkagulo? Gusto din nilang lumusob sa Malacanang, pumunta ng Mindiola? Yun po yung mga bagay po na dapat po natin ding isipin. Ako po'y hindi kontra kahit kanino dito. Ako po'y number 1 supporter ng lahat nandito. Pero pagdating po sa usapin, na tayo'y magkakaroon na naman ng pag-aaklas. 20 taon na po ako sa Mindanao. Alam po yan ng kapatid ko na si Senator Migz Zubiri na umiikot dyan sa mga liblib na lugar para kumbinsin ng mga taong sumunod tayo sa batas. Yun lamang po, mga senador tayo. Gumagawa tayo ng batas. Ang batas kailangan sundin natin tayo mismo. Yun lamang po. Wala naman akong gustong sabihin kundi yun lang. Maraming salamat po.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, just last point. Hindi po kahit kailan nagnakaw ang Bangsamoro. To tell you, kung mga kasama po natin, 20 years na pong nag-ikot sa Mindanao, ako, lumaki po ng Mindanao. I've been to Hulo, I've been to Basilan, I've been to Tawi-Tawi, I've been to Marawi. Maro nga po ako magsalita ng Tausog eh. But anyway, ang sinasabi ko lamang po, wala pong ninakaw, kaya iba po yun eh. Parang you're comparing apples to oranges. Yung Bangsamoro po, hindi po nagnakaw, kaya yung sinasabi na kailangan kasuhan or something, hindi po eh. Ang sinasabi ko lang po, ito'y malinaw, na yung sinisigaw po ng mga kababayan natin ni Sole. And that's my own opinion, Mr. President. We have to return it. Kusa po, kung gusto po, kung sincero silang maging state witness, gusto po nilang mapasok sa Department of Justice, then siguro po, in good faith, Mr. President, isoli po nila yung mga nakuha po nila. That is all, Mr. President. I have no further statements. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Erwin Tulfo. Majority Leader.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President. Siya nga pala, Mr. President, meron po tayong maraming ice cream sa likod. Bumili po ako ng Ben & Jerry's. Pwede po kayong kumain. At anytime, pampalamig muna ng ulo sa mga ating mga kasamahan. Pero magaganda naman po ang mga layunin nila. They are all pushing for the advocacy. So we respect them. And in this August chamber, we allow these ideas to freely be debated and discussed. So, Mr. President, with that, I move that we consider proposed Senate Resolution number 125. This is the resolution expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September as National Family Week. I so move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, consideration of proposed Senate Resolution number 125 is in order. The Secretary is directed to read the title of the resolution.
Resolution expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter as a National Family Week.
Mr. President, to sponsor the measure, I move to recognize the distinguished Senate President Vicente C. Sotto III.
The Senate President, Senator Vicente Tito Sotto III, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Majority Leader, thank you. My esteemed colleagues, I rise on a very personal topic to me and for all of us, the family. According to the 1987 Constitution, the family is the foundation of the nation, and it has mandated us to strengthen its solidarity and actively promote its total development. It is not only the Constitution that mandates us to strengthen the family, but also the Bible. Deuteronomy 6, chapter 6, verses 6 to 7 states that, and I quote, "These commandments that I give you today, are to be in your hearts. Impress them on your children. talk about them when you sit at home, when you walk around, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. End of quote. As such, Mr. President, I sponsor Resolution 125. This resolution declares that the last week of September this year and all succeeding years thereafter be called the National Family Week. This resolution is not merely a symbolic gesture, but a reaffirmation of our nation's most fundamental value. Our nation is not only built on concrete and steel, but also in the foundation of the Filipino family. However, this foundation is being threatened by forces such as technology, the separation of the family by virtue of overseas employment. As such, this resolution, the Senate sends a strong message that we, the national representatives of this nation, believe and trust that the family is not merely a relic of the past, but a living and real hope for the future. Finally, my colleagues, this resolution is a simple but powerful act, and the value to the social fiber of our nation is immeasurable. Let us, as a Senate, stand with the Filipino family. Let us pass this resolution and encourage everyone to actively participate in the meaning of this resolution, the family. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I also received the note from the office of Senator Christopher Bongo to insert into the records his co-sponsorship speech.
Thank you. So inserted.
And also Senator Loren Legarda, Mr. President. As she has requested.
Noted.
Thank you. Mr. President, no member wishes to interpolate the proposed amendment.
Senator Padilla wants to be recognized.
Yes. Senator Padilla is recognized, Mr. President.
Senator Padilla is recognized.
Assalamualaikum po ulit. Magandang hapon po, Ginoong Pangulo at mga kasama sa mataas na kapulungan. Ako po ay nakikiisa bilang co-sponsor ng proposed Senate Resolution number 125 na inihain po ni Senador ating pong Senate President Vicente C. Sotto III upang ideklara ang huling linggo ng Setyembre bilang National Family Week. Maliwanag sa ating 1987 Konstitusyon na ang pamilya ang itinuturing na saligan ng ating bansa. Sa Section 12, Artikulo 2, nakasaad na kinikilala ng Estado ang kabanalan ng buhay pamilya at tungkulin nitong palakasin ng pagkakaisa at kaunlaran ng bawat sambahayan. Kaya't ang resolusyong ito ay hindi lamang simbolo kundi pagtupad sa ating tungkuling mambabatas. Noong 1992, sa bisa ng Proclamation number 6C, diniklara na ang huling linggo ng Setyembre ay Family Week. Pinalakas pa ito ng Executive Order number 238 noong 2003. Noong namang 2012, sa bisa ng Proclamation number 326, idinagdag ang Kainang Pamilya Mahalaga Day tuwing ika-4 na Lunes ng Setyembre. Kamay-kailan lang, pati ang Malacanang ay nagpaikli ng oras ng trabaho ng gobyerno upang makasama ang bawat kawani sa pagdiriwang nito. Malinaw, Ginoong Pangulo, ang lakas ng ating pamahalaan ay nagsisimula sa lakas ng pamilya. Iba-iba ang mukha ng pamilyang Pilipino. May mga OFW na susumikap sa malayo para sa kinabukasan. May mga solo parent na pilit binabalanse ang oras. May mga lolo at lola na kumakalinga. At may mga pamilyang hinahamon ng kahirapan at sakuna. Gayunpaman, iisang katotohanan, sa pamilya nagsisimula ang paghubog ng dangal, pananampalataya at pagmamahal sa bayan. Kaya't nananawagan po ako ng wagawing makahuluhan ang Family Week. Hindi lang selebrasyon, kundi pagkilos, parenting at marriage seminars, livelihood programs, child protection actions, mental health support, at disaster preparedness para sa buong sambayanan at sambahayan. Bilang isang ama at lingkod bayan, naniniwala po ako kung matatag ang pamilya, matatag ang republika. Kaya sa ngalan ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino, buong puso po akong nakikiisa kay Senador Sotto at sa kapulungan ito sa agarang pag-adapt ng resolusyong ito. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Padilla. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I'd like to stand corrected. The good gentle lady from Antigua, instead of inserting to the records, would like to co-sponsor the measure. May we recognize Senator Loren Legarda, Mr. President.
Senator Loren Legarda is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I stand before you today to co-sponsor Senate Resolution 125, expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter as a National Family Week. According to the PSA's 2020 census, out of 109 million Filipinos, 108.7 million live in households. This is equivalent to 9 out of 10 Filipinos living in households with their families. However, the weight of economic pressures and the changing social landscape has affected the family rhythm. Oftentimes, both parents and children are compelled to work longer hours to meet the daily expenses of the family. As a result, family time, once defined as shared meals and conversations, is sacrificed. What used to be a norm of sitting together to share stories, seek guidance, and build common values has now become a rare experience for Filipino families. Also, while technology has advanced and brought many benefits, it has also introduced new distractions, making face-to-face communication within families a scarce resource. Since the state is tasked to protect and strengthen family life as a basic autonomous social institution, it is only proper for this institution to help in nurturing and upholding the welfare and unity of Filipino families. Thus, I urge my esteemed colleagues to support and adopt proposed Resolution 125 to express a sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year as a National Family Week. Simple as it may seem, through this measure, we affirm that amidst the difficulties and distractions of our lives, the heart of the Filipino continues to beat strongest within the home. Let this observance be our yearly reminder that our progress as a people will always be measured by the strength of our families, the values we pass on, and the bonds we choose to keep. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Legarda. Majority Leader.
Before Senator Erwin, I think Senator Pia manifested first, but would you allow him to go ahead, Madam? Yes, we'd like to recognize Senator Erwin Tulfo.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, I would just like to manifest my support on Senate Resolution number 125, which is expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter is the National Family Week. Family is very important, Mr. President. Otherwise, we won't be here. If we don't have a family, we don't have parents who brought us all here. So I agree, Mr. President, and we should immediately pass this resolution number 125, and I support the said resolution filed by Senator Sotto, the sponsor, and co-sponsor Senator Bongo and Senator Loren Legarda. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. Majority Leader.
May we recognize Senator Pia Cayetano, sir?
Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to align myself with the sponsor, the Senate President, on proposed resolution number 125, expressing the sense of the Senate to declare the last week of September of this year and every year thereafter as the National Family Week. But bago ako tumayo dito, ni-research ko ng konti kasi nalilito ako kung ano ba talaga ang sineselebrate natin. Family Week, eating healthy, medyo nagpatong-patong na siya. So ngayon, naiintindihan ko natin. I-share ko din sa mga nakikinig sa atin para maliwanag sa atin kung anong sineselebrate natin. So noong 1992 pala, there was a proclamation declaring National Family Week. So it's just a family week, which is exactly the essence of the sponsorship speech of the Senate President. And then noong 2012, nagkaroon ng kainang pamilya mahalaga. Mahalaga din? Yes, mahalaga din. So sinabayan niya yung National Family Week na sinabing let's all eat together. So okay naman yun kasi as Filipinos and I think worldwide, we celebrate life momentous events by eating together. So okay din naman yun. And then yesterday, si National Nutrition Council, nagpahayag siya na eat healthy with your family. So doon ako magpo-focus, Mr. President. Hindi lang kumain, eat healthy. So papangalanan ko na yung mga masasama para sa atin, yung sobrang mga soft drinks, yung sobrang matataba, sobrang matatamis, lahat yon. And everything in excess is bad. Siyempre kung may celebration, di ko naman sinasabing huwag tayo mag-celebrate, di ba? Pero imbis na yung jumbo size, kasi ano yan racket po yan ng mga fast food at ng mga brands that sell unhealthy products. Ilalagay nila dun sa line of sight mo yung mga jumbo pack nila, yung mga buy one, take one nila because they are addicting us to unhealthy habits. So, on that note, I join you, Mr. Senate President, pero nagpapaalala lang ako, celebrate and eat healthy. Yun lang po, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Senator Pia Cayetano, Majority Leader.
May you recognize as well Senator Risa Hontiveros? Our
Yeah,
Deputy
Senator
Majority
Risa Hontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. I rise in strong support of proposed resolution number 125, declaring the last week of September as National Family Week. Panahon palagi para alalahanin at alagaan ang ating pamilya. The Senate President is right. There is an assault of technology on the family. Sa panahon ng AI at social media, hindi lang oras ang ninanakaw, pati ang kaligtasan ng ating mga anak. AI can create fake child abuse images and deepfakes. Walang pisikal na krimen, pero totoo ang trauma. AI chatbox can groom and extort. Nagaan yung kaibigan, pero panganib pala. Ito po'y napagalaman ng ating komite sa Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality sa nakaraan nating hearing. Dagdag pa rito, milyong-milyong OFWs ang napipilitang mahiwalay sa kanilang pamilya upang mabuhay, gaya ng binanggit din ni Senate President. Solo parents shoulder double burdens, kadalasan mag-isa, habang hinaharap ang parehong digital at pang-araw-araw na panganib. Alam yan ni SP dahil pinasa natin ang Solo Parents Welfare Act nung nakaraang kongreso sa ilalim ng kanyang liderato. National Family Week must also mean family protection and support mula sa mas matibay na batas laban sa AI-facilitated exploitation hanggang sa mental health care at konkretong tulong para sa OFWs at solo parents. Ang pamilya ang unang tahanan ng lipunan. Let us make it safe and whole, even in the digital world. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'd like to also ask that, for the record, Senator Raffy Tulfo would like to insert his co-sponsorship speech of PS Resolution number 125, just for the record.
So ordered.
Mr. President, I move that all members present today to be made as co-authors, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
And, Mr. President, there being no other member wishes to interpolate the proposed amendments of the measure, I move that we adopt proposed Senate Resolution number 125, subject to style. I so move, Mr. President.
Yeah, is there any objection? Hearing none, proposed Senate Resolution number 125, subject to style, is hereby adopted.
Congratulations to our sponsor, the Senate President, to all the co-sponsors, Mr. President. Mr. President, we'd like to recognize our Deputy Majority Floor Leader, Senator Erwin.
Senator J.B. Ejercito is recognized.
Mr. President, I move that we consider Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6. This is the resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun. So move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, consideration of Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6 is in order. The Secretary is directed to read the title of the resolution.
Concurrent resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz F. Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the government of Japan.
To sponsor the measure, I move to recognize Senator Loren Legarda. So move, Mr. President.
Senator Loren Legarda is recognized.
Mr. President, dear colleagues, I rise today to sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, which I have the honor of introducing. As its author, I proudly express my support for Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz F. Zubiri in his acceptance of the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun to be conferred by the government of Japan. The Order of the Rising Sun was first created in 1875 to recognize individuals who have made notable contributions to the public and the Japanese nation, including foreign individuals who have paved the way for stronger relations between their people and the people of Japan. Currently, it is awarded in 6 classes, with the Grand Cordon being the highest class. Among the distinguished Filipino recipients of this highest honor are former Senators Manuel B. Villar, Franklin M. Drilon, and Edgardo J. Angara, and former Cabinet Secretaries Carlos P. Romulo, Albert F. Del Rosario, Carlos G. Dominguez III, and Alberto G. Romulo. On the international stage, notable awardees include former Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, former UNICEF Executive Director Carol Bellamy, and Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. The conferment of the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun by the government of Japan to another Filipino is a testament to the Philippines' enduring commitment to strengthening its relations and cooperation with Japan. Senator Migz Zubiri has exemplified these qualities and is truly deserving of this distinction. As former Senate President, he advanced the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentives for Enterprises to maximize opportunities for reinvigorating the economy, or Create More Act, which generated livelihood opportunities for Filipinos while supporting exporters, including Japanese firms. He also advocated the Reciprocal Access Agreement to enhance regional security and spearheaded parliamentary exchanges with the National Diet of Japan during the 19th Congress. With his works being recognized by the government of Japan, I urge our esteemed colleagues to adopt this concurrent resolution granting consent to Senator Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the government of Japan, in accordance with Article 9B, Section 8 of the Constitution, which requires congressional consent before any public officer may accept a title from a foreign government. I congratulate Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri for being granted the privilege to accept such a prestigious title. May he continue to be our exemplar of statesmanship in cultivating harmonious relations, not just with the country of Japan, but with all nations. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Senator Legarda. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, Senator Robin Padilla would like to co-sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Robin Padilla is recognized.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo. Mga ginagalang kong kasama, buong puso ko pong sinusuportahan ang pagbibigay pahintulot sa ating kagalang-galang na Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz Zubiri na tanggapin ang Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun mula sa pamahalaan ng Japan. Ang parangal po na ito ay karapat-dapat na pagkilala ng kanyang pamumuno at pagsusumikap na pagtibayin ang ugnayan ng Pilipinas at Japan na pinatutunayan ng kanyang track record at natatanging tatak ng serbisyo publiko para sa kabubuti ng ating bayan. Ipinapaabot ko po ang aking taus-pusong pagbati sa aking lakan, ang Pangulo po ng Arnis dito sa ating bayan, isang magdirigma. Ako po ay saludo sa iyo. Kalakip ang aking kagustuhan maging co-sponsor at concurrent resolution number 6 na inihain ni Senadora Loren Legarda. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Robin Padilla. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, the Senator Cayetano also would like to co-sponsor the resolution. I move that she be recognized.
Senator Pia, Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today to co-sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6, which grants consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun, an honor conferred upon him by the government of Japan. The Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun is awarded to individuals who have made exceptional contribution to the Japanese nation and its people. This prestigious distinction is also extended to foreign nationals who have played a pivotal role in strengthening ties between their countries and Japan. Under the leadership of Senator Zubiri, we witnessed the creation of the Reciprocal Access Agreement between the Philippines and Japan, an agreement designed to enhance security and defense cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region. As Senate President, he also played a critical role in the successful hosting of the 31st meeting of the Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum, a significant initiative spearheaded by former Japanese Prime Minister Yasuhiro Nakasone. Mr. President, I was also with the delegation of the then Senate President Migz Zubiri when we went to Japan. Holy Week na Holy Week pa man din. May plano na ako sa pamilya ko, pero nag-i-insist siya with all his persuasive charms and talents that full force po kaming pumunta sa Japan. And this was not a junket trip, Mr. President. Umagang-umaga hanggang gabing-gabi, kami ay paikot-ikot dun sa, basically in the Tokyo area, meeting in various government offices with the different high-ranking members of parliament, including the Prime Minister, Mr. President. So talaga namang sobra ang effort ng ating majority floor leader to enhance cooperation and strengthen the ties with Japan. So today we celebrate a remarkable achievement as Senator Zubiri is honored with the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun. This recognition is not only a reflection of his dedication to advancing the principles upheld by the Japanese government, but also of his unwavering commitment to fostering a strategic partnership between the Philippines and Japan. Senator Zubiri's partnership with Japan has been grounded in mutual respect and a shared vision for long-term cooperation, particularly in the areas of economic development and security. His efforts have indeed had tangible outcomes, further solidifying the ties between our two nations. With great respect and admiration, I proudly co-sponsored this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pia, Cayetano. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, last to co-sponsor the measure is Senator Gatchalian. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Erwin Gatchalian is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, I rise today to co-sponsor Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6, a resolution granting consent to Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz Zubiri to accept the Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun conferred upon him by the government of Japan. The Order of the Rising Sun was established 150 years ago in 1875. It has 7 classes, with the Grand Cordon being the highest of them all. This distinction is bestowed upon people who have made notable contributions to the Japanese nation and the public, including foreign individuals who have paved the way for stronger relations between their peoples and Japan. Mr. President, esteemed colleagues, dear friends, it is an honor to celebrate the dedication and commitment of a man who has given more than 2 decades of his life to bring our nation closer to the people of Japan in the spirit of friendship, harmonious relations, and mutual prosperity. His body of work speaks for itself. When he served this chamber as Senate President, Senator Zubiri campaigned for the creation of a reciprocal access agreement between Japan and the Philippines with the aim of strengthening security and defense in the Asia-Pacific region. The RIA outlines procedures for cooperative activities by the defense force of one country while visiting the other. It defines the status of a visiting force. This allows for better coordination and aid in times of need. This will also lead to sustained joint exercises, smoother interoperability between our nations, and a stronger defense posture amid ongoing tensions in the West Philippine Sea. He spearheaded the restoration of the VAT-exempt status of local sales to export-oriented enterprises outside economic zones under Republic Act 12066 or the Create More Act. Senator Zubiri also worked hard to ensure that Create More sets clear timelines on the VAT refund process. This was a major concern of Japanese investors in the Philippines, and if my memory is correct, Senator Zubiri went on a parliamentary mission to Japan in 2023 and heard this concern from former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida himself. Thus, improving this process was critical in maintaining Japanese investor trust and confidence. Senator Zubiri's efforts saved jobs and bolstered the Philippines' reputation as a destination for foreign investments. In the diplomatic sphere, our majority leader led vital exchanges with our legislative counterparts, the National Diet of Japan. And it was through Senator Zubiri's initiative that the Philippine Senate, together with the Philippine House of Representatives, held a historic joint session to hear a policy address from former Prime Minister Kishida. Across the areas of defense, economic policy, and parliamentary diplomacy, Senator Zubiri advanced concrete areas of collaboration between the Philippines and Japan, collaboration that I am sure will bear fruit in the sharing of best practices, the exchange of innovation in technology, and affirmation of our shared values of peace, solidarity, and cooperation. This is a rare achievement, and Senator Zubiri's example sends an important message in these troubled times. Let us bring people together. Let us recognize that there are more things that unite us than divide us. Let us live in a way that creates a genuine sense of empathy among nations, which will inspire those who come after us to build bridges of peace and will endure for generations. Congratulations to my friend, Senator Zubiri. This is an accolade well-deserved. I am sure you will enjoy many more years of achievement, success, and distinguished service. Thank you, Mr. President and esteemed colleagues.
Thank you, Senator Gatchalian. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, last to co-sponsor the Senate concurrent resolution is Senator Risa Hontiveros. I move that she be recognized.
Senator Risa Hontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Nais ko lamang pong idagdag yung aking tinig sa pugay at pagsabi ng mabuhay ng ating kapulungan kay Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Migz Zubiri sa ating pagpapayag na kanyang tanggapin ang Grand Cordon of the Order of the Rising Sun na ibinibigay sa kanya ng pamahalaan ng Japan. Mr. President, the Order of the Rising Sun ay isang Japanese order na itinatag noong taong 1875 ni Emperor Meiji na siya namang ama ng Meiji Restoration sa Japan. Isang panahon ng pambihirang pagbabagong anyo ng lipunan at bayan ng Japan sa panahong iyon. Nawa sa ganyang diwa, magpatuloy ang mga ambag ni Majority Leader Migz sa pagbabagong anyo din ng ating bayan sa gitna ng napakaraming hamon. Sana din sa kanyang pagiging pinuno ng bansang Pilipinas at kaibigan ng bansang Hapon ay kalaunan makaambag siya sa resolusyon ng ilang mga makasaysayan ng heartache sa pagitan ng ating dalawang bansa, partikular yung usapin ng pagbibigay ng hustisya sa ating mga comfort women. So maraming salamat po, Mr. President, at muli mabuhay kay Majo Migz sa kanyang pagtanggap nitong karangalang ito. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, Senator Bongo would like his co-sponsorship speech be inserted to the records.
So ordered.
Yes, Mr. President, before I move for the adoption, I'd just like to also add that I was part of the the Group 1 Senate President, then Senate President Migz Zubiri, scheduled that parliamentary visit to Japan. We had a call with the Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, and he actually invited the Prime Minister to come to the country, and it was Senate President Migz Zubiri who was the architect of the joint session, which was historic because Prime Minister Fumio Kishida addressed both houses of Congress. So, and I was there, and we were always together in our advocacy of helping or strengthening our Coast Guard, our armed forces, and I think we have made strides during our visits to France and others, and most especially Japan through the RAA, with the ratification of the RAA agreement. And of course, our well-known Mr. Congeniality is the only Senate President who even sang a birthday song to the Speaker of the Diet then, no? So with that, I'm proud to have been part of that group, Mr. President, and Senator Zubiri indeed deserves to be given such an honor. With that, Mr. President, there being no member who wishes to interpolate or propose amendments to the measure, I move that we adopt Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, subject style. So move, Mr. President.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 6, subject to style, is hereby adopted. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. May I just say thank you?
Mr. President, with the permission of the body, I move that all present members of the Senate be made co-authors of this resolution.
So ordered.
Mr. President.
You are recognized.
Thank you, sir. I would just like to give my utmost appreciation and thanks to all our distinguished colleagues who co-sponsored the measure. Senator Loren Legarda, who's been my ate for the longest time. I also had the distinct honor to sponsor her award by the French government. It was a Légion d'honneur of the French government, the highest award given by the French government to individuals for also their, of course, also their award given to individuals that help strengthen ties between two countries in France. I'd also like to thank, of course, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian was with us in that very historic trip. Senator Pia Cayetano as well was with us in that very historic trip where we, and together with Senator J.V. Ejercito, we were 11 senators, Mr. President, so much so that because of the number of senators in that trip, they granted us a visit or a meeting with the Prime Minister Kishida, and because of that meeting, we were able to push forward the reciprocal access agreement training of our soldiers and their soldiers, both in Japan and in the Philippines, particularly also in Coast Guard training, because they had donated more ships to the Coast Guard as well as ships to our Philippine Navy. And it strengthened the ties between our two countries, and we also did a personal invitation to Prime Minister Kishida to come to the Philippines, which he did in that historic visit, the first Prime Minister of Japan to address both houses of Congress. And on a side note, my children, when they saw the letter, they asked me, Dada, are you now a samurai? Kala nila na knighthood ako ng emperor ng Japan. Sabi ko, hindi. It's just an award. Akala nila magiging samurai na ako. So once again, to my dear colleagues, to the Senate President, the Senate President Pro Tem, and to all the members that are here, domo arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much.
Again, congratulations. Majority Leader.
Maraming salamat, Mr. President. We'd now like to recognize, to avail of the privilege hour, our distinguished colleague from the Republic of the Philippines, no other than Senator Erwin Tulfo.
Senator Erwin Tulfo is recognized.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise today on a matter of urgent national concern. Habang ginaganap po ngayon sa ating bansa ang FIVB Men's Volleyball World Championship, a global sporting event that should bring pride and joy to the Filipino fans, two serious issues have stained its integrity. Una, the Philippine National Volleyball Federation, under the leadership of Mr. Ramon Suzara, has allowed the promotion of 1xBet, an online gambling operator that is illegal in the Philippines. Illegal po ito, bawal. At malinaw na under the law, online gambling operators without proper license from PAGCOR and regulation are prohibited. Ang tanong ko po ngayon, Ginoong Pangulo, bakit pinayagan ng PNBF ang isang kumpanyang labag sa ating batas na mag-advertise sa isang prestiyosong international event na nakatuon dapat sa sports development at kabataan? Mr. President, are we sending the message to our youth that illegal gambling is acceptable? Basta may pera, that the prestige of a sporting event like volleyball can be auctioned off to the highest bidder kahit bawal. Ikalawa, the matter of ticket prices, Mr. President, mga kababayan, the ticket for this event noong mga unang araw ranged from 15,000 at ang pinakamura ay 1,500. 15,000 pesos para makapanood lang po ng volleyball. Sino naman po ang makakabibili ng ganyang kamahal na ticket? Siyempre, hindi po ang ordinaryong estudyante. Hindi rin po ay mga mahilig sa volleyball sa probinsya o mga batang nangangarap na maging volleyball players. This is not inclusion, Mr. President. This is exclusion. Instead of bringing volleyball closer to the people, we are driving them away. Instead of inspiring the youth, we are telling them sports is only for the rich. At nang tanungin po si PNBF President Suzara tungkol dito, ang sagot niya, we cannot please everybody. Mr. President, this is arrogance of the highest order. Public trust, public responsibility, and sports development are not about pleasing everybody. They're about fairness, integrity, and inclusivity. Kaya malinaw ang tanong ko kay Mr. Suzara, Mr. President, why is an illegal gambling entity allowed in this tournament? Pangalawa, why are Filipino fans are being priced out of this international event held in their own soil? 3, and why does the leadership of PNBF dismiss this legitimate concern so lightly, as if the Filipino people do not matter? Mr. President, colleagues, this is not just about volleyball. This is about governance, accountability, and the message we send to our people. Kung dito po sa larangan ng sports, lantaran na ang kapabayaan at kawalang malasakit, what more in other bigger arenas? I call on this chamber, Mr. President, to investigate these matters, to hold the PNBF accountable and to protect both the integrity of sports and the welfare of Filipino fans. Mr. President, colleagues, let us not allow volleyball, a sport of passion and unity, to be tainted by illegal gambling and elitist practices. Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Pangulo. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Senator Tulfo. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I move that the speech of the distinguished gentleman, we recognize Senator Pia Cayetano, Mr. President.
To interpolate, Senator Pia Cayetano is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was in the lounge when His Honor Senator Tulfo took the floor. I just would like to share some insight, not really an interpellation, just to share some information with the Honorable Senator. I too was very shocked when I heard that His Honor had pointed out that there was an online gaming logo. I was very shocked because I'm very anti-online gaming. My colleagues know that, no? And as a former national team member of volleyball and actually included in the delegation that has bidded for international events, including basketball, FIBA, which we hosted a year ago, and volleyball, which we're hosting now, I was shocked because over my dead body, to put it bluntly, no? So I immediately asked my staff to inquire. And it so happened that, I'm not sure if it was the day after I heard His Honor's statement, na taon naman na may laban ng Philippine team, so nanood po tayo. At yun po yung nanalo sila. So, syempre, masaya lahat. But before that, as I sat down, kusang nagkwento po sa akin si Tats, no? That's the nickname of Mr. Susara. Sabi niya, Sen, yung concern ni Senator Tulfo, paabot mo naman na ano. Actually, he didn't really say paabot because I think nag-statement na siya. So parang ipinaliwanag ko naman, something like that, no? Pinaliwanag ko nung na-interview ako pagdating, kasi syempre yung media nandun naman lahat, no? Na itong logo na to, hindi mo yan makikita dito. Sabi ko, kaya nga, nagtataka ako kasi that I was in the opening. Mabilis po ang mata ko sa mga, yung mga galit ko, mabilis ang mata ko dyan eh. Pag nakakita ako ng vapes, alam niyo ng mga colleagues natin, nagnanad po ng head si Senator Risa who's in front of me. Makakita lang ako dyan. I'm very reactive, no, pagbawal. So sabi ko, parang hindi ko yan nakita. And ang explanation niya sa akin is, you can only see that online and only in the international channel. Hindi siya available through the local network that is the local partner for hosting, for showing the event, no? So in other words, kung Pilipino ka at I think tama ba? Ayoko magkamali. Signal yung partner nila, wala yung logo na yan sa Signal. And then sa event itself, wala rin. So sabi niya, yung nakikita mong nakaganyan, that is already the kagagawan nyo nung international sponsor. And as international events go, again, I am also I'm not an expert, but a bit familiar kasi nag-host din tayo ng paddle tournament, international paddle tournament, tas yun nga po yung basketball. May global the way it works is may global sponsors ang international entity. So if it's an international volleyball federation, if it's an international basketball federation, international football federation, may global sponsor sila. Hindi po yun sponsor ng local entity. Now, I think the responsibility of the local entity is to ensure that hindi nga yan maging sponsor dito sa venue natin kasi bawal yan and hindi ho tayo nagbibigay na excuse. Let's make very clear, galit ho ako dyan sa mga bawal na mga produktong yan. Hindi yan dapat ina-advertise dito. So, I guess that's the point that I wanted to share. And in fairness lang to Mr. Susara, he gave a lengthy interview explaining this in soon after His Honor Senator Tulfo made his observation. So to be clear, the logos are not used in any local venue. They are also, they recognize that the Philippines cannot be used as a platform for this illegal, it is considered illegal in the Philippines. Signal TV is also aware of that, and One Sport or Signal TV does not have and does not use and does not display those sponsors. Finally, PAGCOR also informed them beforehand that the usage of the logos is not allowed. So, parang in fairness lang naman dun sa organizer, mukha naman, ginawa naman nila yung part nila na ipaalam na dun sa international groups na bawal ito sa Pilipinas. Yun lang naman po, Mr. President.
Thank you po, Mr. President. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Madam Mr. President. Ang sa akin lamang po kasi napapanood po yung online, not really sa TV, kundi po sa online, sa Facebook. The problem here, Mr. President, is that visible po siya sa Filipino audience also. If you sign in, if you have a Facebook account, makikita niyo po yung 1xBet na yan. Tama naman po ang senadora na hindi po nakita yan sa TV network wala po yan. Pero pag pumunta ka po sa Facebook, makikita mo po, nagpa-flash po yung 1xBet, Madam
Concerned po
Senator.
ako dyan. So, Mr. President, alam ho ba ng ating colleague kung anong Facebook account yon? Kasi kung local, kunyari, ni-replay po yan ng local group or ng PAGCOR or for that matter, local volleyball network, talagang kailangan anuhin natin yan, pagsabihan. Basta ang sa atin, and I don't know, no, maybe we can ask the ICT na how do we restrict when it's international? So
Yes.
yun lang, hindi ko talaga din kayang i-tolerate if it is shown by a local Facebook, like somebody who controls, the Facebook account is owned by a local entity. Pero kung international, that is a problem because I don't know kung paano natin makokontrol yun.
Thank you, Mr. President. Salamat po. Knowing that the lady from Taguig is also an anti-gambling advocate, maraming salamat po. Mr. President, we will provide the senator from Taguig yung copy po na kunan po namin ng screenshots sa ilang Facebook accounts po na nakikita po yung 1xBet.
Sorry, Mr. President, pwede hong pakiulit lang yung sinabi niyo.
Una po, nagpapasalamat po ako, Mr.
Ay,
President.
thank you. Narinig ko yun. Thank you din.
No, yung
Magkaisa ho tayo dyan.
what I'm saying is that we will provide, Mr. President, to the lady from Taguig, yung po mga Facebook accounts where na screenshot po namin na lumalabas po yung 1xBet.
Oo,
Dito
yes.
napapanood. Thank
And
you
then
po.
pwede rin natin ibato yan sa PAGCOR because I believe sila yung nagre-regulate, no? Dahil kahit ako, I would be very bothered. Ang strict natin dito tapos hindi pala natin kayang i-regulate na yung mismong local again, I wouldn't know kung sinong mga local yon who would be replaying this and maybe pwede din dagdagan ng campaign natin, no, dun sa mga bawal na nakikiride on sa all the good benefits that we can get out of sports.
Yes, maraming salamat po, Mr. President.
Sige, thank you, Mr. President. Again, I also wanted to thank His Honor for bringing that up kasi na-concern din naman ako doon. Pero I hope nakadagdag din ako sa pagpapaliwanag na wala naman intention ang PNVF to promote them. But we will all be supportive in making sure that these entities that are not allowed to advertise in the Philippines do not get any space here in our territory. Thank you, Mr. President.
Noted, Mr. President. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, we'd like to recognize our distinguished Deputy Majority Leader, Senator Hontiveros, if the gentleman would like also to allow her to ask a few questions.
Senator Hontiveros is recognized.
Salamat, Mr. President. Good gentlemen, maikling manifestation lang po, 3 punto, at ma-appreciate ko po kung gusto niyong magkomento sa kahit alin sa mga puntong ito.
Go ahead po.
Salamat, Mr. President. Una po, yung isa po sa mga anak ko ay nagiging volleyball enthusiast. Kaya't sinubaybayan po niya itong kasalukuyang tournament, tournament. At nagawa ng paraan na makapanood dun sa isa sa mga games na naglaro yung, I think yung team ng Japan. Dahil isa po yun sa mga paborito ng mga volleyball enthusiasts ngayon. Nireklamo din po niya, Mr. President, yung isang pinoint out ng good gentleman mula sa Palawan, na bakit, Mama, ang mahal-mahal na mga tickets. So ang nabili lang nila ng mga kaibigan niya, dahil mga young working people din, yung medyo nasa taas na. Pero pagdungaw nila, kitang-kita nila na yung mga sections, yung mga seats na mas malapit sa court, halos walang nakaupo. Dahil nga po, napakamahal.
Tama po.
So paano pa talaga ma-afford? Sabi niya, sayang Mama, dumadami yung mga Filipino volleyball enthusiasts na pwede sanang manood, tangkilikin itong game na to. Suportahan yung ating national team at yung iba pang mga teams na minamahal na rin ng mga Filipino volleyball enthusiasts. So sabi niya, bakit masyado namang pinrise out of range ng mga gustong manood yung mga tickets? pangalawa, Mr. President, meron pong isang senior citizen na babae, nag-message po sa akin sa Messenger. So malamang sa Facebook din po niya napapanood itong games. Napansin po niya yung ipinakita ng good gentleman, lalo na dito sa upper left slide nila, kitang-kita po sa sahig ng volleyball court yung 1xbet. Kaya nagreklamo din siya. Bakit kitang-kita? Parang na-advertise tuloy dito sa upper left slide, dun sa upper left din na portion, kitang-kita po yung 1xbet. Sabi niya, akala ko ba, papunta na tayo sa strict regulation kung hindi man banning ng online gambling. Kitang-kita dito sa isang tanyag na sports event. So, yun po yung pangalawang observation na gusto kong ibahagi, good gentleman, mula sa Palawan. At yung huli po, balik po ako dun sa obserbasyon ng anak ko at mga kaibigan nila. Sabi niya, Mama, pag pumupunta kami halimbawa sa mall, habang tumatakbo itong volleyball tournament na to, napapansin po namin ang daming mga turistang Hapon na sumusunod sa kanilang national team. Sila naglalakbay para lang panoorin yung team nila maglaro kahit sa ibang bansa. Sabi niya, at kasama pa nila yung kanilang mga pamilya. Sabi niya, sayang, hindi sinamantala na i-maximize ito para din sa ating domestic tourism. Dahil naglalakbay na rin lang naman sila, mga Japanese tourists, kasama pa nung kanilang pamilya. Sana na-maximize na offeran sila ng mga tour packages, whether dito sa Metro Manila or kahit sa mga kalapit lalawigan, habang andito lang naman sila para panoorin at suportahan yung kanilang national team. So yun lamang po, good gentleman, mula sa Palawan. Ilang pong mga obserbasyon mula sa mga kababayan natin, mga kabataan at hanggang mga senior citizen na napupukaw yung kanilang concern sa mga kaugnay na issue habang pinanonood itong volleyball games na binring sa atensyon natin ng good gentleman mula sa Palawan.
Para sa kalaman po
salamat
ng
po at salamat, Mr. President.
ating pong butihing senadora, binabaan na po daw yung kanilang ticket. Pero ang tanong po, is it lower compared to international benchmarks and the purchasing power of Filipino fans? Medyo hindi pa rin po eh. At saka pangalawa po, pinabaan nila kasi nilalangaw na po, sayang, wala na pong nanonood. And then, we sponsored that game tournament po. We paid so much money for this tournament. Tapos, wala pong return, Mr. President. Thank you po.
Salamat, Mr. President at good gentleman. Di ba, sayang first time yata nating i-host itong global tournament. And napapansin daw nung ibang mga national teams, parang nagtatanungan sila, nasaan na yung mga manonood? Nasaan na yung mga audiences? Nakakalungkot naman at nakakahiya din po. We could have done much, much better. Salamat, good gentleman, mula sa Palawan. Salamat, Mr. President.
Maraming salamat po.
And Mr. President, yes.
Senator P. Cayetano is recognized.
Just for the information of all, I just want to put on record din kasi may alam din naman ako tungkol sa pagpaplano nitong volleyball event na ito. Kasama from the start ang Department of Tourism. And from the start, all the countries that qualified to participate were, I don't know the exact details. I'm not involved with DOT's plan, but definitely the idea was to really involve DOT from the very start so that precisely, not just kasi marami dun sa players, sorry sa mga fans, pero marami dyan may girlfriend at may asawa. So kasama ang mga girlfriend at asawa. At yung mga partners nila, ipinapasyal po yan. Alam ko po yun kasi not this particular tournament, but there's the world nations that we also have hosted many times. Yan yung pinupuntahan ng mga bata. I'm sure yung anak ni Senator Risa, yan yung tinutukoy niyang napupuntahan niya. And ine-entertain po natin na Philippines is known to be one of the best hosts talaga. I can at least attest for that part na yung typical Filipino hospitality. Nakakarating not just sa players, sa coaches and their team, but pati sa mga supporters nila. As to how effective it is, of course, we would all like to know na ma-maximize kasi tama naman din yung concern na ni-raise ni Senator Risa na sana na ma-maximize kasi gusto talaga natin ma-maximize na maikot nila ang buong, kung pwedeng buong Pilipinas habang nanonood po sila dito. Yun lang naman ang karagdagang info na gusto ko lang i-share sa lahat po.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, with the permission of the body, we move that the privileged speech of Senator Erwin Tulfo and all its interpellations and manifestations be referred to the committees on sports and games and amusements. So moved, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, so referred.
Mr. President, we just have other matters before we adjourn. We'd like to, with the permission of the body, move to elect as chairperson sans our distinguished colleague, Senator Loren Legarda. She gave her go signal that she be replaced as the chairperson of the Committee on Accounts and to elect as chairman of the Committee on Accounts, Senator Panfilo Ping Lacson, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, well, Senator Lacson is recognized.
No, with a heavy but whole heart, I accept, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, Senator Ping Lacson is elected chairman of the Committee on Accounts.
Thank you, Mr. President. And we'd like just to put on record that also if we can ask the committee or the Rules Committee to make sure that Senator Loren is still made a member of the committee and the good chairman would like to make her vice chairman of the committee.
All right.
And,
So noted.
thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, pursuant to Rule 10, Section 13 of the Rules of the Senate, I move to elect the following members of standing committees. For the Committee on Energy and the part of the majority, I move to elect Senator Gatchalian as vice chairperson, Senators Bamakino, Senators Lito Lapid, Senator Legarda, Senator Pangilinan, and Senator Tulfo. And the part of the minority, Senator Rafi Tulfo, for clarity. And Senator Marcoleta as additional vice chairperson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the nominated names are elected into the Committee on Energy.
For the Committee on Science and Technology and the part of the majority, I move to elect Senator Pia Cayetano upon the instruction of the chairperson to designate her as vice chairperson of the committee. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Sustainable Development Goals, Innovations and Futures Thinking, I move to elect on the part of the majority Senator Camille Villar as vice chairperson, and members are Senator Lito Lapid and Senator Loren Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Upon consultation with Senator Ejercito, Mr. President, as chairperson, the following are retained as members of the Committee on Tourism. On the part of the majority, Senators Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Francis Pangilinan, Senator Rafi Tulfo, Senator Camille Villar, and Senator Mark Villar, with Senator De La Rosa as vice chairperson. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Banks and Financial Institutions, I move to elect Senator Alan Cayetano as vice chairperson, and as members of the majority, on the part of the majority, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Francis Pangilinan, Senator Gatchalian, and Senator Camille Villar. And on part of the minorities, Senator Christopher Bongo, Senator Chis Escudero, and Senator Rodante Marcoleta. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Rules Committee, I move to elect the following members on the part of the minority, Senator Bato de la Rosa and Senator Marcoleta. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources and Climate Change, I move to elect the part of the minority, Senator Christopher Bongo, Senator Estrada, Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Marcoleta, and Senator Padilla. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
For the Committee on Higher Technical and Vocational Education, I move to elect Senators Christopher Go. For the part of the minority, Senators Christopher Go, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Marcoleta, and Senator Escudero, Mr. President. So move.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
For the Committee on Accounts, Mr. President, I move to elect on the part of the minority, Senator Christopher Go, Bongo, Senator Marcoleta, Senator De La Rosa and Senator Padilla. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
Mr. President, on the part for the Committee on Government Corporations and Public Enterprises, I move to elect the part of the minority, Senators Christopher Bongo, Senator Rodante Marcoleta, and Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
Mr. President, for Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement, I move to elect on the part of the minority, Senator Christopher Bongo as Vice Chairperson, and as member, Senator Marcoleta. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
On the part of rather for the Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement, I move to elect the following Senator Jinggoy Estrada as Vice Chairperson, and the members of the majority are Senators Lito Lapid, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Rafi Tulfo, Senator Erwin Tulfo, Senator Loren Legarda, and on the part of the minority, Senator Rodante Marcoleta and Senator Christopher Bongo. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
Mr. President, for the Committee on Cultural Communities and Muslim Affairs, I move to elect the following. As Vice Chairperson, Senator Christopher Bongo and Senator Loren Legarda, and as members of the majority, Senators Mark Villar, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Camille Villar. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
For the Committee on Youth, I move to elect as member on the part of the minority, Senator Marcos. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
For the Committee on Constitutional Amendments and Revision of Codes, I move to elect Senator Pia Cayetano as Vice Chairperson, and members of the majority are Senators Bamakino, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Lapid, and Senator Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
On the part, or for the committee rather, on Labor, Employment, and Human Resource Development, I move to elect Senator Amy Marcos as Vice Chairperson, and members of the minority, or majority rather, Mr. President, Senators Bamakino, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Erwin Tulfo, Senator Mark Villar, and Senator Camille Villar, and as members of the part of the minority, Senators Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Bongo, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, and Senator Rodante Marcoleta. So,
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
for the Committee on Migrant Workers, I move to elect Senator Christopher Bongo as Vice Chairperson, and as members on the part of the majority, Senator Bamakino, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Mark Villar, and on the part of the minority, Senators Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Amy Marcos, and Senator De La Rosa. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion's approved.
And, Mr. President, in view of the reorganization of the Senate pursuant to Article 6, Section 17 of the 1987 Constitution, I move to elect the following members as members of the Senate Electoral Tribunal. Namely, Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Bam Aquino, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Alan Cayetano, and Senator Robin Hood Padilla. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, enumerated names are hereby elected to the Senate Electoral Tribunal.
And as well as for the Committee on Public Information and Mass Media, I move to elect the following. Senator, these are new members. May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
Session suspended.
Mr. President, with due apologies, there is a mistake coming from the staff. That when we read the Committee on Urban Planning, Housing, and Resettlement, it was a wrong heading. It's the Committee on Public Info and Mass Media. So again, let me correct. The earlier manifestation on urban planning, housing, and resettlement is to be disregarded, and we are now calling that the members of the Committee on Public Info and Mass Media be Senator Estrada as Vice Chairperson, and as members of the part of the majority, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator Erwin Tulfo, and Senator Legarda, and on the part of the minority, Senator Rodante Marcoleta and Senator Christopher Go. Mr. President, I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, the correction is made. Motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. And for the Committee on Local Government, I move to elect as members of the part of the majority, Senators Gatchalian, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Raffy Tulfo, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Bam Aquino, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Loren Legarda. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
And we'd also like to move to elect Senator Raffy Tulfo as member of the Committee on Social Justice, Welfare, and Rural Development, Vice Senator Lito Lapid. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
With that, Mr. President, I move that we adjourn the session until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Wednesday, September 24, 2025. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. The session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Wednesday, September 24, 2025.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.